this morning was interesting, a test of our, we're real planners. We like to know what's going on, and so this morning we were just kind of fly by the seat of your pants. We knew we wanted to get into town, wait out the storms, which are sounding more and more likely across the entire state, so we feel like we made a good decision. We started walking towards town, and Music Man, who's hiking with us the last few days, he stuck out his thumb unbeknownst to us, and suddenly a car pulled over in front and gave us a ride into town, which was greatly appreciated. The very first car.
Yeah, it was amazing. Because we had a long walk otherwise.
We would have. So we made it to Villagers Motel.
Well, we made it to that hostel, but we thought it's a ski club, is what they are. A bunch of people in the city own these houses together, and then they can use them as like a motel for themselves, a private one for skiing in the winter and hiking in the summer. And supposedly they were taking hikers, it said in the comments, but that was last year. So we showed up and there was one guy there, and he's like, no, not really.
He said if he would have been staying, he was getting ready to leave.
Yeah, if he'd have been staying the night, he would have let us stay there for free, he said. But since no one was in the house, he didn't want to be liable for us in there, which I can understand.
Yeah. So we ended up walking down to the Villagers Motel. It's a really nice little motel.
Yeah, it's great. We got here at 8 o'clock, and they checked us in and let us in early, which is nice.
It is. Well, today we're going to just spend kind of chilling out, hanging out. The owner said that he needs to run into town later, so he'll take us in and we can get some takeout for lunch and supper to bring back to the motel. So. And
also offered to haul us back to the trail in the morning, which is huge, because there's really no shuttle services around here, and it's a long, probably, I don't know.
It was 9 miles, it said.
Yeah, 9 miles back to the trailhead. So yeah, we're super grateful for that. Yeah, we're loving the white so far. I mean, you got to work for the views, but the views have been amazing. We've been looking forward to this stretch of trail, and it's not disappointed us at all. It's just been great.
And the next week, then they're not showing any rain at all. Nice days, and so we would rather wait and push up over when we have beautiful days. And
up in the exposed ridges, it's just too dangerous to be up there in a thunderstorm with no trees around. So, yeah, we feel good about our decision.
There were a couple comments that people had, questions that they had, so we thought since it was 0 day and we don't have much else to film, we would answer those. One was about umbrellas. That day that it was raining, the couple people we were hiking around had umbrellas in front of us. We debated on umbrellas because a lot of people do hike with them. We were concerned more of it's just one extra thing, and going through the trees and the brush, whether you would constantly be fighting, just getting caught up in that. And so we chose not to do umbrellas.
We bought the clips and some of the stuff. You can actually, I mean, they're hands-free. They have clips in your pack where it hooks into, so you don't need to hold on to the umbrella. You can still use your trekking poles. And people say it's kind of a little bit of a learning curve, but they like them once they got used to them. They use them in the rain.
I did find that because they said their main thing was kind of peace or like sanity, not having rain constantly in your face.
Yeah.
We found that our ball caps do pretty much the same thing.
Yeah.
Like the cap or the visor keeps it kind of off your face and gives you a little bit of sanity when it's raining.
Yeah, somebody said they're also nice if there's not a lot of cover. If you're going to the bathroom, you can squat down and hold your umbrella up. At least they don't recognize you when you get back on the trail. So that's something we never thought about using them for, but they said that is one nice thing also. Another question is, would we change anything or do things differently? Not really. I mean, we're pretty happy with the gear we got.
We are glad we left winter gear at home. Like, we were a little bit concerned about coming through the whites, whether we would need to get it back. For this year, it's been record highs, it sounds like.
Yeah, next week in the 90s again, so unusual, I think.
And we haven't needed them. There have been a couple nights where it's been cool, but we have our sleep socks with us so we can double up.
The biggest thing is be open to change, though. I mean, don't say this is what I'm taking and I'm stuck with it the whole way. I mean, just if something's not working, just little things can irritate you, you know, just be willing to swap something out if you're not happy with it on trail.
Well, and even things like today, just in general, be flexible and be willing to...
Don't have a hard plan and just force yourself to stick with it, I guess. Yeah, maybe. We've kind of had to learn that along the way, too. You know, we want to get to this point at this time, and just we've hiked through some terrible weather to do it, and that's not always the wisest thing to do. And if you can, we talked about that with Music Man we've been hiking with lately. You know, we noticed that with the younger kids, you know, if you can, save enough money so you have some flexibility to take a 0 day, or, you know, treat yourself to a nice meal at a restaurant and stuff like that. You know, that's what we see. It's just a generational thing too. You know, some of these young kids just don't have a lot of money, and they scrimp their way down the trail, and they, I don't know if they suffer would be the right word, but they
get more discouraged sometimes.
They get more discouraged because you're not able to stay in a motel or, you know, eat a decent meal when you're in town. So, you know, if you have the ability to save enough money to make it more relaxing, that's also a benefit.
Sleeping well and showering, there's something about the mental boost, and a good meal.
Yeah.
The day after, we usually hike better because we can tell our bodies we're fueled better and we got a good night's sleep.
Yeah, having the ability to jump off trail and really refreshes you. It just does. Somebody asking about videoing. Is it difficult? It's another job, but it's not terrible. I mean, like we said before, I do all the filming during the day, and then Sandra edits in the evening. We've
talked to some that, like, we team up and do that, and which makes the job easier. But even people that are out here hiking solo, a lot of them will go, instead of doing daily videos, they will combine days. I chose not to, mainly because it confuses me to, like, it's better if at the end of the day I just do that entire day. They all kind of blur. Aunt Sherry, she commented that we seem to be a little lost sometimes out here and not know what day it is, and it is true. You kind of lose track of time, and so if I'm trying to remember 3 days ago what we were hiking over and what it was like, it's difficult to edit and takes longer. The more I edit, the faster I get. It used to probably take me an hour at night. Now usually half hour or less, depending on how much footage Al took during the day. Yeah. Yeah, she reminded me of my birthday, which I completely forgot about. We have no idea what day of the week it is or anything like that, so yeah. He didn't feel any older yesterday than the day before. So. I feel like I'm 70 regardless of my birthday. Not true. No. No. I feel like the 53 that I am. Yeah. So. Yeah. Somebody wonder if we consider doing a yo-yo so they have something to watch during breakfast. That's not an option. No. Find somebody else to watch. I want to go home and cuddle my grandbaby. Yeah. We've enjoyed the trip, but we're tired at the same time. Yeah. Doing this thing the other way is not an option. It's been interesting. I told Al, this second half coming back out, I am much more content than the first half. I have not figured out why. I'm grateful that I feel that it is that way. I feel less emotional and less drained emotionally. So that's been interesting. I noticed getting into the Whites yesterday, Franconia Ridge, and even yesterday, even though it was tough, seeing different terrain kind of rejuvenates the hike. It's something different. Yeah. Yeah, it's been nice in New Hampshire, it really has. Yeah. The people on the trail have just been amazing. You know, we've said that before, but you just can't reiterate that enough, how great the people have been to us out here. So we're very blessed. Yeah, we are. Yeah, we don't take it for granted either. We appreciate all the help we get out here. I've had a few people still commenting about my wrist or arm. It's like a deep ache. I can function with it. I've learned which angles I can bend my arm and still support myself. So it's doable. It's not going to take me off the trail. Ibuprofen helps. But yeah, other than that, we're feeling good. Excited to be done, but enjoying the journey at the same time. Yeah, it's been great so far. Well, we are going to just relax, did a little sink laundry, and get a ride, hopefully to get some food before too long.